My name is Maggie, and I'm 62 years old. I spent 35 years teaching elementary school, saved every penny, and looked forward to a comfortable retirement. Then my phone rang on a Tuesday morning, and my son Tyler destroyed everything in 30 seconds. "Mom, great news!" Tyler said, his voice bright. "I'm getting married tomorrow!" "Tomorrow? Tyler, what are you talking about?" I asked, confused. "Vanessa and I decided not to wait. We're having the wedding at the Grandview Estate." "That venue costs a fortune," I said slowly. "Don't worry about it. I withdrew all the money from your bank accounts to cover it. You always said you wanted me to be happy, right?" My hands went numb. "You did what?" "Relax, Mom. It's not like you need it. You're retired. I'm starting my life. You'd want to contribute to your only son's wedding, wouldn't you?" "Tyler, that's my retirement savings, my emergency fund, everything I have." "Had," he corrected. "And technically I'm your heir anyway. I just took my inheritance a little early. Gotta go. Caterer's calling." He hung up. I immediately called my bank, hands shaking. "Mrs. Peterson, I see several large withdrawals yesterday," the manager said. "Your son presented proper identification and knew your account numbers. He claimed it was a family emergency you'd authorized." "I authorized nothing. He stole from me." "I'm very sorry, but he's listed as your power of attorney for financial decisions. You signed that form 3 years ago." I remembered. Tyler had convinced me it was just in case something happened to me. I'd trusted him completely. "Can you reverse the transactions?" I asked desperately. "Unfortunately, no. The withdrawals were completed yesterday. The funds have already been transferred and spent according to our records." "What am I supposed to do?" "You'll need to contact law enforcement, Mrs. Peterson. This appears to be a case of financial abuse." My savings account, empty. My checking account, $47 remaining. My investment account, liquidated. $70,000, gone. That evening, Tyler showed up at my house with Vanessa, a blonde woman dripping in designer labels. "Mom, why are you being dramatic about this?" Tyler asked. "You stole my life savings," I shouted. "Borrowed," Vanessa corrected, examining her nails. "Tyler deserves a proper wedding. You live in this big house all alone. Sell it if you need money." "This is my home. And Tyler, how could you do this?" "You're being selfish," he said coldly. "I'm your son, your only child. Everything you have should go to me eventually anyway." "After I die, not while I'm alive and need it." Vanessa laughed. "You're healthy. You'll be fine. We, however, have a wedding to pay for. The Grandview Estate doesn't accept IOUs." "Do you even understand what you've done?" I asked, my voice breaking. "I can't pay my bills. I can't afford my medications." "Get a part-time job or something," Vanessa said dismissively. "Plenty of people your age work." "Tyler, please," I begged. "Return the money. We can talk about helping with the wedding reasonably." "No," he said flatly. "The deposits are paid. The wedding is tomorrow. Be there or don't. Your choice." They left. I sat in my kitchen crying. Then I got angry. Then I got strategic. The next morning, I called my best friend Linda instead of attending the wedding. "Maggie, what's wrong?" Linda asked immediately. I explained everything. "That little bastard," Linda hissed. "What are you going to do?" "I need a lawyer, a good one." "My cousin Sharon is a family law attorney. She handles elder financial abuse cases. Want me to call her?" "Yes, please." Within 2 hours, I sat in Sharon Mitchell's office, a sharp woman in her 40s with kind eyes. "Tell me everything, Maggie," Sharon said. I walked through the timeline, the power of attorney I'd signed, Tyler's phone call, the empty accounts, his justification. He committed financial elder abuse, Sharon said firmly. Taking advantage of that POA authority for personal gain is fraud. The fact that he lied to the bank about your authorization makes it theft. Can we get the money back? I asked. We'll try every avenue. First, file a police report. Second, I'll get an emergency restraining order freezing his access to any remaining assets. Third, we document everything. He's my son, I whispered. He's a thief, Sharon corrected gently. And he's counting on you being too emotional to fight back. Don't give him that satisfaction. I nodded. What do I need to do? Start with the police report. Then we get your bank statements, the withdrawal records, and any communication from Tyler. Text messages, voicemails, everything. I saved the voicemail where he admitted everything. Perfect. That's direct evidence. Does he mention taking the money without permission? He says he withdrew all the money and calls it taking his inheritance early. No mention of me agreeing to it. Sharon smiled grimly. That's a confession. He just handed us the case. At the police station, Detective Ramirez took my statement. Mrs. Peterson, do you have proof he took the money without proper authorization? Detective Ramirez asked. I never authorized anything. I have his voicemail admitting he withdrew it for his wedding. Play it for me. I did. Detective Ramirez's expression hardened. That's admission of theft. He's not claiming you gave permission. He's claiming entitlement. That's different legally. What happens now? I asked. We investigate, get the bank records, interview Tyler. If the evidence supports your claim, we'll arrest him. Even though he's my son? Especially because he's your son, Detective Ramirez said. Elder financial abuse by family members is taken very seriously. He exploited a position of trust. How long will this take? We'll move quickly. These cases are priority. I'll contact the bank today, get the withdrawal records, and interview Tyler within the week. What if he threatens me or tries to take more? We'll get a protection order. He won't be able to contact you or access anything of yours. Back at Sharon's office, we strategized. The wedding reception is tonight at the Grandview Estate, Sharon said. That helps us, actually. How? I asked. He's spending your money publicly, creating witnesses and documentation. Every receipt, every vendor payment, that's evidence. Let him have his party. We're building an airtight case. Linda squeezed my hand. You're doing the right thing, Maggie. It doesn't feel right. It feels horrible. He made his choice when he stole from you, Sharon said. Now you make yours. Do you want justice, or do you want to be a victim? I took a deep breath. Justice. Then let's get to work. 2 weeks later, Detective Ramirez called me. Mrs. Peterson, we have everything we need. I'm bringing Tyler in for questioning today. Would you like to be present? Yes, I said firmly. At the station, I watched through one-way glass as they brought Tyler in. Vanessa wasn't with him. Linda had told me they were already fighting about money. Mr. Peterson, you're here regarding the withdrawal of $70,000 from your mother's accounts, Detective Ramirez began. That's not a crime. I had power of attorney, Tyler said smugly. For emergencies and her care, not for your personal use. She's my mother. She wanted me to have it. Detective Ramirez played the voicemail. Tyler's voice filled the room. I withdrew all the money from your bank accounts. Technically, I'm your heir anyway. I just took my inheritance a little early. Tyler's face paled. At no point do you claim she authorized this, Detective Ramirez continued. You claim entitlement. That's theft and elder financial abuse. This is ridiculous. She's trying to ruin my marriage. Your marriage that you funded with stolen money? It's not stolen. It's family money. She would have given it to me anyway. But she didn't give it to you. You took it. That's the crime, Mr. Peterson. Sharon entered the room. Mr. Peterson, I'm Sharon Mitchell, your mother's attorney. We have bank records, vendor receipts from your wedding, and your own admission on record. You spent $43,000 in 2 weeks. So what? It's family money. It's your mother's money, Sharon corrected. And she's pressing charges. You're also being sued for full restitution, legal fees, and damages. Mom won't do that, Tyler said confidently. She loves me. That's when I walked in. I loved you, I said quietly. Past tense. Mom, come on, don't be dramatic. You stole my retirement savings. You lied to the bank. You showed no remorse. I'm your son, your only child. And you're a thief, I said, my voice steady. You chose a lavish wedding over my financial security. You chose greed over family. Vanessa needed that wedding. Vanessa left you, by the way, I said. Linda told me. She found out you're being investigated and filed for annulment. Tyler's face crumpled. What? Turns out she wanted your money, not you, I continued. Funny how that works. Mom, please, I made a mistake. I'll pay you back. With what money? You spent it all. And even if you could, it's too late. Detective Ramirez stood. Tyler Peterson, you're under arrest for elder financial abuse and theft. You have the right to remain silent. Tyler looked at me desperately as they handcuffed him. Mom, don't do this. I'm your son. You stopped being my son when you stole from me, I said. Actions have consequences, Tyler. You taught me. I raised you better than this. I was wrong. They led him away. Sharon put her hand on my shoulder. You okay? Getting there, I said. What happens now? Now, we get you your money back and watch him face real consequences. 3 months later, Linda and I sat in our favorite coffee shop downtown. She stirred her latte and smiled at me. So the sentencing happened yesterday? Linda asked. Yes. My lawyer called me last night with the final details, I replied. And? Linda leaned forward. Tyler got 4 years in prison for elder financial abuse and theft. Plus he has to pay full restitution, all $70,000, with interest. 4 years? That's serious time, Linda said, eyes wide. The judge didn't mess around. She said family members who exploit elderly relatives deserve harsher sentences because of the betrayal of trust involved. Good for her. What about the money? How's he supposed to pay that back from prison? His assets were seized. His car, his savings, everything. It covered about $20,000. The rest comes from mandatory wage garnishment once he's released. Every paycheck, a portion goes to me until it's paid in full. Linda shook her head. I still can't believe he did it. And Vanessa? Annulled the marriage within 3 weeks and disappeared. Tyler tried calling me from jail last month. What did he say? I didn't accept the call. Sharon advised against it, and honestly, I don't want to hear it. He had every chance to make this right. He chose not to. Do you think he's sorry now? I shrugged. Probably sorry he got caught. Not sorry for what he did. He called me selfish for pressing charges. Even his lawyer said he showed no genuine remorse. That's so sad, Maggie. How are you doing with all this? Better than I expected, I admitted. I got my money back, I got justice, and I learned an important lesson about trust. Which is? Trust but verify, and never let love blind you to someone's true character. Linda raised her cup. To justice and new beginnings. I clinked my cup against hers. To doing things the right way. No revenge, just legal consequences. The bank must feel terrible about letting him access your accounts. They settled with me separately, changed their POA policies too. Now they require notarized authorization for large withdrawals, even with POA. At least something good came from it. Several things, actually. Sharon said my case helped change local elder abuse prosecution guidelines. Other families were dealing with similar situations and were too afraid to prosecute their own children. You're a hero, Maggie. I'm just someone who refused to be a victim, I said. Tyler made his choices. I made mine. Linda smiled warmly. Your strength through this whole thing has been incredible. I had good people supporting me. You, Sharon, Detective Ramirez. That made all the difference. What's next for you? Living my life? Traveling, maybe? I'm thinking about that Mediterranean cruise we always talked about. Really? When? Next spring. Sharon said I should celebrate getting through this. Life's too short to let Tyler's betrayal define me. I love that idea. Count me in if you want company. I was hoping you'd say that, I replied, smiling. And I'm definitely changing my POA to someone I can actually trust. Probably you, if you'll accept. Of course I will. That's what real family does. Exactly. Real family doesn't steal from you. Real family supports you, even when it's hard. Speaking of support, how are your former students handling the news? I know some of them reached out. They've been amazing. 3 of them started a fundraiser before I got the restitution. I had to tell them to stop, but it meant everything. I looked at Linda, then at you reading this. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted completely? Someone you loved unconditionally? What would you have done in my situation? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.